are in Chicago, Chi-Town. Game 2 of the Big 3 as the Ghost Ballers take on Trilogy. Inside Credit Union 1 Arena. Hey, take a look. Hey, the Ghost Ballers, 4-1. Second place right now in the Big 3. And listen, they are threatening the triplets for the top of this division. Trilogy at 3-2, sitting in that 4th spot. They want to move up like Tri-State and try to get that 3rd spot. Top 4 teams make the postseason. Brian Custer alongside the coach Avery Johnson. And I tell you what, the Ghost Ballers are a team that the triplets are looking over their shoulder like, these guys keep coming.
Very much so, and one of the most balanced teams in the Big 3. You know, in their last victory, they had 4 guys in double figures. So you really can't zone in on one guy, even though I know here in a second we're going to talk about a special guy from Milwaukee.
Well, let's talk about this team, and let's go right to their roster breakdown. It is presented by PNC Bank, and so it begs the question, who is the PNC Bank overdraft protection player to watch?
Yeah, the PNC Bank overdraft protection player to watch is Mike Taylor from right up the road in Milwaukee. You talking about a young man that got ejected a couple of games ago, and they can't afford for him because he needs to be on the floor. He's the energy, the enthusiasm. He always gives maximum effort. He's one of the most entertaining players in the Big 3. Fans love him.
Ricky Davis says he's the best acquisition they made this season. Let's take a look at the roster for Trilogy. Steven Jackson is their coach. And listen, talk about a guy who leads the Trilogy squad.
Yeah, Jarrett, 2005 first-round pick in the NBA, 22nd pick, played for a variety of NBA teams. You know, he didn't play in the last game, so he's going to have a tremendous amount of energy today. He's got that 4-point range. He knows what he's doing. Very clever, very crafty.
Well, Isaiah Briscoe's another guy you got to look for on Trilogy. He led the team with 22 points in their last game, and he has been a welcome addition to Trilogy. Speaking of Jarrett Jack, it's a jacket reunion. Spider Sally and Jarrett Jack.
That's right. We're sitting here, yellow jackets. I'm hitting it with Jack. You wasn't here in Milwaukee. They said you were in Tokyo.
Nah, I wish. Congrats to the U.S. men's team. They went and got that gold last night. So shout out to all my NBA brothers, man, doing that for the country.
Yeah, so you guys kind of didn't get it done last week, so you have to get it done today.
Definitely need a bounce back W. A lot of parity, you know, in the standings. So we need this win to try to help separate ourselves.
All right, good luck, Jack.
Jarrett Jack, Spider Sally, both went to Georgia Tech. Of course, Spider Sally from 82 to 86, Jarrett Jack 2002 and 05.
And you know what? That's something that we need to also do. Shout out our men's national team for bringing home the gold.
Kevin Durant was phenomenal.
He was phenomenal. And there's a guy on the coaching staff, Greg Popovich, who was my coach.
Very well.
Know him very well. Steve Kerr, who's on the staff, one of my former teammates on our 1999 Spurs championship team. Devin Booker, who was outstanding in that semifinal game with 20 points, 7 for 10 from the field. But congratulations. Excited that they're bringing home the gold.
There's the Iceman, George Gervin, head coach of the Ghost Ballers. How about that defense by Trilogy?
Yeah, speaking of an all-time great Spur, Iceman.
Oh, good block by Johnson. Ricky Davis saves it. And that 3, pure by Alex Scales.
And it'll be interesting, in our last game, Jody Meeks was on fire early to start the game.
Jack alley-oop. Amir Johnson.
See, that's a little bit of a set play there. Jack comes off a screen, little back pick there. And the big fella goes up and catches and finishes the line.
Coach Avery said it. They have 4 players in double figures in their last victory over Three's company. I'm talking about the Ghost Ballers. Very consistent. Jack, nothing but net.
Well, and even though Briscoe did a nice job you know, in their last game without Jack. Trilogy needs Jarrett Jack if they want to make it to the Bahamas.
Here's Scales. Working on James White. Gets the screen. And he'll lay it right up and in. Jack, the crossover, and the three.
Pick and roll defense, we talked about it a lot in game one. Are you switching? Are you gonna maybe jump out and show? What's going to be your pick and roll coverage? Are you gonna force the ball handler one way?
Ricky Davis was like, hey, he fouled me. That was a jump shot. The wipe through. Here's Ricky. Rebound Jack. And knocked out of bounds by Ricky Davis. Steven Jackson, the head coach of Trilogy. Of course, he played for the Killer Threes last season, but now coaching.
I saw Captain Jack this morning. He had enough food at breakfast. He was taking his room to feed 4 people. I say, who's that for, Captain Jack? He says, for me, man. My energy to coach.
Yeah. You had to worry about playing anymore. Jack, no. Amir Johnson to follow, yes.
You can see Jack has just come out. He's trying to keep the pressure on the defense. He's really aggressive to score.
Here's Chris Johnson for a big man. Great touch.
Yeah, you know what I love about the big three, whether it's Chris Johnson, Isaiah Austin. You know, we just got so many big guys that can handle the ball. They're not one-dimensional.
That one tipped out. Scales has it. Tied up at 9. First team to 25. We go to the half. That's an air ball by Scales.
It's interesting how coaches respond on shots like that. You know, he takes a 3, airballs it, and it doesn't even rattle his coach, George Gervin. He's like, okay, you'll make the next one.
Oh, good luck by James White. 2-point lead for Trilogy. 6 points for Amir Johnson. Ricky Davis. Tied up at 11. Again inside, Johnson's shot blocked.
See, that's excellent weak side defense, Ricky Davis. We always talk about see the man, see the ball. If you don't see the ball, then you get beat in that situation when you're only worried about your man. And then it's a form of being unselfish on defense.
Here's Jack with the handles. That shot comes off. James White with the follow. And it's Trilogy. What a 2-point lead. Jarrett Jack coming out aggressive offensively. And his Trilogy squad, 2-point lead over the Ghost Ballers. Well, tomorrow on CBS, the Big Brother house guests continue to compete to win the biggest prize, really in the show's history, $750,000. A new Big Brother. It's tomorrow, 8/7 Central, or stream it anytime on CBS. 2-point lead for Trilogy. We are in Chicago, and it's Jarrett Jack who came out really aggressive.
That Jarrett Jack is in his bag. He's assisting. You know, he's got his mid-range hesitation. You know, obviously he can shoot the 3. Just playing with a lot of confidence to start this game. He's never been shy about being confident.
5 points, 1 dime so far, and his team is up 2.
Jack looks like he's been spending a lot of time in the weight room.
Oh man,
his body.
Absolutely. He's in great shape. Here's Scales, gets the screen, kick out to Ricky Davis. Pretty Ricky's what they call it.
You know, one of the things I also love about the Big Three, 3 guys from our open tryouts made their teams. 2 on Bivouac, Tony Cresswell, Corey Jefferson, and we have Devin Sweeney with the Trilogy.
They can need him, they can use him. James White.
So next year when there's Big Three tryouts, I think we're gonna have an even larger group of players trying to make these teams.
And the great thing is that they lowered the age, so now guys like 22 can come out and try out. Ricky Davis missed that one. James White's got it.
If I start my own team, you think I'll be better at playing or coaching?
I think you do both. be the first player coach.
Nice pass.
Inside to Amir Johnson, he drops it in.
Yeah, really good pass, had a mismatch in size inside. And it's good when big guys really catch the ball high, finish high. Don't bring it down low where a smaller defender, you can get stripped.
White to Jack. Look at the handles. Look at the handles by JJ.
And that's a good way when you drive into the basket. Instead of going up on the strong side, use the basket, reverse layup, take away the shot blocking in that situation.
That stops a 7-0 run by Trilogy. Trilogy now 5 points away from the half. Jack again. Jarrett Jack's a one-man show, 9 points now.
You start to see this time of the year, teams are really desperate because you're going to run out of real estate in terms of trying to improve your record to be one of those top 4 teams.
Ricky misses the 3. Here's White from the corner. Davis again. Pump fake. He'll go to the line.
We have a lot of guys in the Big Three, what I call pump fake specialists.
Oh, look at Steven Jackson. He didn't like it. He didn't like that call. He's going to challenge it. It's time for the Bring the Fire. It's presented by Taco Bell. So Ricky Davis will go one-on-one against Amir Johnson.
Yep. And you can see Steven Jackson is telling the big fella, Amir Johnson, force him left. Don't allow Ricky Davis to get to his right hand.
Ricky's got 10 seconds to try to score. If Amir Johnson can get the stop, it will be Trilogy basketball.
Love Bring the Fire. I love it.
You see him trying to force him left.
Yep.
Oh, and Ricky gets to his right, fades, and there's a good stop, and Trilogy will get the rock.
Yeah, tried to force him left. Ricky still went right, but was unsuccessful. That's his move.
So with the bucket, we can go to the half if Trilogy can knock down a 3.
Personal foul, the defense won that challenge. Yeah. Defense won the challenge. Should be a red ball for the game.
They just wanted to make sure that the clock, the folks understood that there was no team foul there. The defense won that challenge.
And so Trilogy gets the rock. And the 3, we would go to the half. Here's Jack. Pulls up. Of course, the Edwards, who's checked in with the board. Those ballers need to clear it.
Yep.
And he throws it away.
Yeah, and see that turnovers on Edwards. When you clear the ball, and he's saying it's my fault, clear it. Dribble it. Don't take one dribble. It's hard. Clear it with the dribble behind the three-point line until you can reset.
So here's Jack. 5 on the shot clock. And another turnover.
Yeah, you can see Jack was disappointed because in that situation, you know, he sets up James White. A little bit of what we call a shakeup. We talked about that in our last on Thursday in Milwaukee.
Ricky knocks down that jumper. 5-point lead for Trilogy.
And even though no lead is too safe, you really don't want to dig yourself a double-digit deficit here early in the game.
Good defense by Ricky Davis. You saw Jarrett Jack was trying to set up Amir Johnson for the alley-oop.
Yeah, and because they were successful early in the game on that alley-oop, good adjustment by the Ghost Ballers. That's maybe when you need one of those bounce passes or pocket passes.
They call that foul on the Ghost Ballers. Alex Scales. He was trying to hold off James White.
Here comes instant offense.
So here comes Isaiah Briscoe. Good cut by Ricky Davis, and he banks it home.
And that's why when you come off that bench, man, you got to be ready to play. A little backdoor cut there on Briscoe. He's out of position.
Jarrett Jackson, enough of this. Enough.
Yeah, but you see, I love what Jarrett Jack just did. When he went to the basket, it looked like the ball was about to slip out of his right hand, and then he basically reset in the air by touching it with his left hand and finished the layup. Nice, beautiful move.
Scales misses that three. Here's Jack. This bucket, we go to the half.
Oh, this pull up.
Oh, hit him with that. Oh, my. Come on, Jarrett. That man's got a family. Don't do that. Jarrett Jack hit him with the hezzy, crossover, finish, and one.
It's like some old Tim Hardaway senior stuff.
My goodness.
Then finish with the left hand.
Jarrett Jack, 14 points in the first half. His Trilogy squad up 8.
Yeah, Jarrett Jack says, absence makes the heart grow fonder. I was absent last week, but I'm present today, and I'm ready to go.
We've come to the half. Trilogy, thanks to Jarrett Jack, rolling here in the first half. It's the Big 3 here on CBS. Hey, make sure you download the exclusive Big 3 app in the App Store and Google Play Store for exclusive content. You get highlights, you get stats, you get merch, you get everything. Download the Big 3 app and do it today. It's Chi-Town, and it's Trilogy with an 8-point lead over the Ghost Ballers here at the half. Brian Custer alongside the coach, Avery Johnson. You look back on that first half, it's been all Jarrett Jack. Man, what a first half, 14 points.
Yeah, what a first half he's had. You know, the Chicago Bulls have had a really nice offseason.
Yep.
You know, you signed Lonzo Ball,
They did.
Alex Caruso.
Mar DeRozan.
They need to call Jarrett Jack.
Oh, man.
He's been sensational on both ends of the floor, doing a really nice job of leading his team.
Yeah, he does. He's had 14 points in that first half, 6 of 12 from the field, and Trilogy with that 8-point lead.
Yeah, just a veteran. He knows how to attack the defense. Nice pass on the lob. Gets inside. Here's a mismatch against a longer defender. Really good job here. Finishing high off the glass. And then just playing through contact. And this shows just that brute strength that he has with his 6'2" frame, and then the excitement, getting the fans involved here in Chicago.
Jarrett Jack, with his points, assists, has certainly dominated the first half for Trilogy. And don't forget, head over to Triller and fight to watch the rest of this week's Big 3 games. Immediately following the CBS broadcast, you'll have chances to win cash prizes all season long. You can scan that QR code now, or you can just text BIG BIG to 75303. Sign up for text, and you can enter the Big 3 Bring the Fire promotion. Of course, the Iceman, George Gervin, head coach of the Ghost Ballers. We got him mic'd up for sound.
Don't get stagnated. Moving the ball is better than dribbling it. So set good picks. On rebound, pass it out, get back, shoot it. Hey, don't get caught up. Don't get caught up. Go by him. Do what you want. There you go. Hey, they done got us a couple of times on the pitch. Is he going to either let him through or switch? You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to talk to each other.
Iceman coaching his Ghost Baller squad at 4-1. Right now sitting in second place in the standings of the Big Three. He's the coach of the Ghost Ballers, the coach of Trilogy. Used to be a player. They used to call him Captain Jack. Now you got to call him Coach Jack. He's with John Sally.
Coach Jack, you didn't have Jarrett Jack with you last game. You lost by 6.
Yeah, and it shows. You see, we need him. He's our scorer, he's our captain of our team, and he's our leader. And as he go, we go, and we definitely missed him last week.
So I've just heard that if that happens again where he doesn't show up, are you going to put on the jersey?
I will if they let me. Trust me, I will. But I need 2 checks. Coaching check and a player's check.
Back to you, go.
I love it. Steven Jackson. He wants all the smoke and the checks.
Yeah, the way my wife is, she's going shopping since we've been here in Chicago. I need to talk to Ice Cube and Jeff about that, man. Michigan Avenue is expensive.
You ain't lying. It's Chi-Town, baby. Here's Ricky Davis into Chris Johnson. He's got a mismatch. Turns. Misses the short turnaround. Five now on the shot clock. Briscoe the kick out. Amir Johnson, he misses that 3.
Yeah, Amir's capable, you know, later in his career, he's become a capable three-point shooter.
Scales. Lead is 6. First team to 50 wins.
You heard Iceman when he was mic'd up, he said, shoot your shot.
They don't call that on Isaiah Briscoe. Did he use the shoulder to create space? There you go, yes. Brushed him off a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that was an offensive foul. You know, one of the things I love about overall the refs are consistent. They're not just going to bail you out.
Chris Johnson cleans up the mess. And all of a sudden the lead is now 4.
I don't think Trilogy can afford for Jarrett Jack to get off to a slow start this half.
Jack got it.
Nice job of creating space on that pick and roll, especially with his man trying to fight over the screen.
He's got 16 now. Step back by Johnson. Here's Briscoe. Drives and lays it in.
Yeah, Briscoe did a nice job. They basically took his left hand away from him, so nice crossover. Got off to a slow start this half with that offensive foul, but he bounced back.
So Trilogy takes a couple of blows from the Ghost Ballers, but responds with 4 straight points.
Of Super Draft, the official sponsor of the Big 3. Yo, Chicago, how's everybody doing today?
You see Isaiah Briscoe took a little shot to the neck.
Yeah, former McDonald's All-American, University of Kentucky. I coached against him when he was at Kentucky. He was pretty much a 95% driver most of the time. Now he's improved his outside shot.
Well, 8-point lead for Trilogy. The head coach of the Ghost Ballers is the Iceman. He's with Spider Salad.
Coach, that was a French fry. I just got caught in my throat. He thought I had the vip. All right, so you're down 8 points. What you got to go?
We just keep playing. I mean, you know, we were without one of our main characters, so we just got to keep playing. We got enough to win, so we got to just keep playing.
All right, got it for me. All right, Coach.
I love it. Hey, you kept it simple. We just got to keep playing. Listen, these guys already have 4 wins the most in team history. Mike Taylor has been their leading scorer. And listen, we saw him in Milwaukee. Yet to see him today. They added Alex Scales in, who had a career-high 14 in Milwaukee. Well, they're going to need some more here in this second half.
Yeah, because we talked about it in the open. You know, they don't necessarily need a guy to get 20 points a game for them to be successful. You know, when you talk about Scales and Mike Taylor, you know, they both had 14 points in their last game. Ricky Davis had 11. Trish Johnson had 11. But who's going to step up? Because Trilogy is playing with a lot of confidence. Jarrett Jack. This game has been about Jarrett Jack and Captain Jack, coach and player.
Trilogy basketball. Here's Jack.
See, in this situation, you got to get some help. They were fortunate at that time, but got to shrink the floor a little bit more with your defense.
Davis lost it, and Jarrett Jack makes him pay.
Yeah, he made him pay because he's very alert. He didn't have to take the ball back that time.
18 for him, 10-point lead. Scales drives, challenge, but foul.
But see, on that last play, Jarrett Jack, very alert, turnover. He turned the ball over. Defense is basically off balance. That was a great opportunity to go up and score. I want to see another bring the fire situation.
Well, you see Steven Jackson was asking the ref, I just need to know, what did you see? And the ref was explaining to him, hey, this is why I called the foul. Scales missed it.
And what I like about what Steven Jackson did, very professional. That conversation didn't lead to a technical foul. You don't want to give away any points right now when you have a 13-point lead. You want to make the Ghost Ballers earn it.
Here's Ricky Davis. The turnaround, no. Jack's got it. Crossover. Pull up. That would have brought the house down.
It's a nice luxury for Steven Jackson to be able to bring Briscoe off the bench. Now he's resting Amir Johnson.
And Chris Johnson lays it in. Lead is 11. Briscoe. They could have laid it right up and in.
Yeah.
Scales shoots the three.
Charles Gervin, he jumped off the bench, and the entire team saying lay it back up, but they'll take those 3 points. Three's better than two.
You're right. Lead is 8. James White off the glass. Every time the Ghost Ballers has challenged, Trilogy has responded.
Yeah, nice drive. White, you know, he's capable of making that shot, but nice shot fake, put the ball on the floor, and then even in Chicago, the bank's open. The bank's open on Saturday. Nice play by James White.
The Big 3 on CBS Sports is sponsored by Super Draft. Play Super Draft Fantasy for free to win a Bahamas vacation for the Big 3 Finals.
10-point lead for Trilogy over the Ghost Ballers. And there is the owner of the league, Ice Cube, always sitting courtside. You want to talk about innovative. How about this? Going to the playoffs in Bahamas. He just continues, him and Jeff Quatnitz, they push the envelope to make this league more innovative and exciting.
Yeah, and just visionaries. You know, they knew how we could really monetize this Big 3 brand and scale it and grow it. And even though we, you know, took a season off last year for obvious reasons, the fans have really responded and have welcomed the Big 3 back.
And so has the play. It's certainly intensified, especially with the playoffs brought to you by Verizon going to be in the Bahamas. Chris Johnson lays that one in. The lead is now 8 for Trilogy. First team to 50. You win. You got to win by 2. Jarrett Jack in the lane. Got deep.
That's a good reason to take some of your vacation time. Hang out with us in the Bahamas.
Got to. Bring the bathing suit.
But I promise you, your room in the Bahamas will not be as nice as Ice Cube's.
I think you're right about that.
Nice little.
Here's Chris Johnson working on James White. Good defense. Fades. Left it short.
That's one of the things on that last play with Ricky Davis cutting to the basket. Got to be able to cut, put more pressure on the defense.
Oh, great drive by James Flight White. The bucket and one.
I would play James White more for the drive. You know, he's driven the ball the last couple of times. He's been successful. Make an outside shot.
Here's James White going to the line to complete the and one. And Trilogy is now just 9 points away from victory. White's got 13. That pass too hot.
Yeah,
Chris Johnson.
Yeah, because in that situation, that's when you need the lob. That's a hard pass to catch for a big guy. Bullet, bounce pass.
Briscoe, kick out. Jarrett Jack from the corner. White open for 3. He thought about it. Comes off.
And our last game, remember Barbosa made one from the right corner falling out of bounds.
Jack wide open. Money. Trilogy now just 6 points away from victory. Jarrett Jack with 21.
The captain is back, but the captain is getting some help from James White.
Every time nacho fries came back, that warm nacho cheese sauce was drawing something closer to the surface. This is our world, and these are our Mexican spices. Order up! So either we fight together, or we fry alone.
What up, fam? It's your homie Ice Cube. Here with the Big 3 and Monster Energy. You know we're gonna keep it real, raw, always built for the culture, baby. And it's basketball and Monster Energy coming together to change the game. Big 3 has a whole new energy, baby. You know it.
Hey, don't forget, the WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational follows us once we're done. Harris English at the top of the leaderboard. You got a couple of guys in second place led by Cameron Smith. And then you've got a couple of more guys there in fourth. It's the WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational from Memphis as soon as we're done here on CBS. And then as soon as we're done, make sure you jump on Triller and Fight TV because we got 4 more games for you. Aliens taking on Power. You got the defending champions, the triplets, the only unbeaten team taking on the Killer Threes. That's a rematch of the 2019 championship game. And the three-headed monsters taking on the enemies, followed by Three's Company taking on Bivouac. Again, those games you can see on Triller and Fight TV. 44 points is what Trilogy has, a 14-point lead, 6 points away from victory.
You know what got me off my feet in Milwaukee?
What's that?
Ice Cube singing "It Was a Good Day."
So far, it has been one for Trilogy.
And it's a good day today in Chicago.
Yes, it is. Here's the air ball. Briscoe to Johnson from the corner. That's short. Scales.
Oh, looked like Scales got hit on his right elbow on that last shot. Got away with one. Jarrett Jack, little crafty veteran move with the little bump on the elbow. Boy, Briscoe and Ricky Davis, they're going at it.
Yes, they are. Here's Jarrett Jack. Gets bumped by Scales. And they'll call that foul on the floor.
And see, when you're a team like the Trilogy, you have a 14-point lead. You want to try to get in the bonus offensively, put pressure on the Ghostbusters defense, force them to foul you, take really good shots. A lot of different combination of shots here that can help Trilogy win the game, but you don't want to turn the ball over.
Jarrett Jack going to that crossover, went off of his leg. Here's Ricky Davis.
Yeah, Jarrett Jack's you got to move on to the next point. Arthur Ashe used to say that. Next point, you hit the ball in the net, next point, hit it out of bounds, next point. Legend of the tennis game.
Oh, absolutely.
Now we got Serena and Venus. Boy, Serena's had an unbelievable career.
Absolutely. One of the greatest. Here's Briscoe. Oh, good fake. And lays it in. Trilogy now just 4 points away from victory.
We have two outstanding ladies coaching in the Big Three, Lisa Leslie and Nancy Lieberman.
Hall of Famers.
Yes.
And both coaches of the year.
Yes.
Ricky Davis powers his way to the hole.
Trilogy is just too stagnant right now offensively. They got to get some movement, just kind of standing around.
A lot of one-on-one.
Now, Briscoe, you better be careful. You know, referees, they're going to call it just like they see it. That was a textbook foul, allow them to make the call. But the worst thing you can do is get a technical in this situation with a 12-point lead. But it's good that referees allow players in the Big Three to be passionate. You're not trying to show the referee up or embarrass him. You just want him to get the call right.
So now Trilogy just a bucket away from victory and would go to 4-2.
And just look at the depth for Steven Jackson. Now James White has played well. 13 points, he's on the bench. You can put Briscoe in the game, got a nice steal.
Pull up, game winner. It comes off. Ricky. And that'll go out on Chris Johnson.
Nice box out by Jarrett Jack.
Point game, Trilogy.
Unless something happens, Jarrett Jack needs to take this shot.
Lead is 14. The 4 by Ricky. No.
Here it is.
Here's Jack. for the win. He hits it and walks away. He knew it. He has 24, and Trilogy now 4-2 on the season.
Yeah, that's like one of those Steph Curry three-point shots where you know it's going in, you shoot it, and you just turn and walk in the other direction.
He did everything right for Trilogy, a squad that has missed the playoffs in each of the last 2 seasons after winning the inaugural Big 3 championship in 2017. Jarrett Jack doing his best to make sure that Trilogy plays in the postseason, and they're now 4-2.
And as Coach Steven Jackson said, he's our leader, he's our captain. When he's not in the lineup, we're a different team. When he's in the lineup, we're a 10 times better team, and it showed tonight.
I love it. He shot that jumper and said, let's go home. And speaking of Jarrett Jack, he's with John Sally. Spider, it's all you.
All right. They said that you were the man, and you proved it just now.
Just come out, try to be aggressive. Like I said, I know we dropped one early in the week that I wasn't able to be a part of, and it kind of locked us up in this log jam with the rest of the standings. So we felt like it was like a must-win to kind of get us out of that a little bit.
You did a great job.
Thank you, Sal. Appreciate it.
That's how they do it at Georgia Tech. 24 points. Jarrett Jack dominated the first half, and then in the second half, he said, let me bring it home.
Yeah, he was really energized. He started off the game getting his teammates involved here with the lob, but then when you get a mismatch, his mid-range game is potent. Nice job of driving to the basket, using angles, and because he draws so much attention, it helps get his big guys on the glass. And here he is, just playing through contact. It's like a running back running through a line and scoring on the goal line. And here's the walkaway. It's over. I feel good. Jarrett Jack.
Good win for Trilogy. Again, Jarrett Jack missed their last game in Milwaukee, but he's back. And Trilogy get themselves a victory, and now they remain in that top 4 spot. Again, only the top 4 teams make the postseason. Trilogy with the win. It's the Big 3. We're in Chicago. We'll be right back.